Hello, and welcome to my bed. I am Dude, I am a dog, and today I'm going to be doing my first little crafting podcast for you. Um, yeah, I want to dedicate the ends of the week to talk about projects that I'm working on, as well as projects that I have completed at the end of the month. There probably won't be a lot of finished objects knitting wise, but knowing I have a sewing machine, I have a lot of finished objects, which is really nice, really good. I can finish things really fast, really good. So that's excellent. Um, on me, knitting wise, I made the cloud sweater a year ago. I think it was a year ago. I made this cloud sweater a year ago. This is by Petite Knit. I use this in the, I believe it's the Barocco Ultra Alpaca. Um, okay, sometimes you want to like film a video, but your neighbor wants to do construction on his house. And it's annoying because this has been an ongoing thing for like the past few months that I've been living here. So that's really annoying. But they decided to bring in a truck to empty out bricks and whatever. And I thought it would end, and I guess it's not over. So I'll probably have to pause in the middle of this video so the truck can loudly beep and go backwards as it exits our street. Anyways, this is the Ultra Alpaca. I believe I went like a whole, maybe like a half needle size down, maybe 3/4 of a needle size down because I am a very loose knitter as somebody who first started crocheting during the pandemic and then got into knitting afterwards. I have always been a tight crocheter, but I think the way that I throw my yarn when I'm knitting like onto the needles, it's a little bit looser because I'm just used to holding my needles like a crocheter would. So it's usually looser, hence why it could also be the yarn. Who's to say? Who's to say? But I also think it's me. Um, anyways, I used a smaller needle size to get the gauge, but I used the wrong needles for my neck. So I'm not going to turn around because the back of my head is diabolical. But there is a safety pin pulling it back so you can't see my tank top underneath because the neck goes out wildly. I should just go rip it back and fix it, but I don't really feel like doing that anytime soon. So that's what I'm wearing on my uh body. I'm also wearing these socks. These are the I this is the Crazy Sock Lady made a DK weight sock pattern for free, and I want to test out knitting socks, and I surprisingly enjoyed it. So I made these cute little pink ones. They're dirty, but the reason why I haven't really washed them is because, well, first of all, I don't really wear them out of the house because these socks are 100% wool, and I know if I put on shoes, it's just gonna wear down the fiber and the natural content of it. So I've just been not putting any shoes on. These are just basically like my like slippers, if you will. But I got this yarn from Superglow Fiber. Like the main color, the main pink is Superglow Fibers from her Chapel Rowan collection. This, I believe, this is mm, Super Graphic Ultra Modern Girl. I don't know. It's a pink one. There's a lot of pinks in this collection, but that's the one I got. And then the contrast light pink color is a Plymouth Yarn Co.'s DK Superwash pink. And yeah, I thought the colors matched really well. Made the socks, loved it. Put it on one of my sock bloggers, and then I only wear it inside the house, which is honestly okay with me because I don't want to ruin these socks. I just know that if I wash them, they have to be washed, hand washed. And that, my darlings, I rarely do because I don't want to like hand wash things and like ruin the wool, you know? I don't want to do that. That stinks, okay? So I will say, because this month of November has been a real doozy for me, I haven't really made or completed any objects through sewing or knitting. I kind of hit like a funk earlier this month after working on my Halloween costume, and I didn't want to like touch any of like my fiber art stuff because I was just done with creating. I was like, I don't want to do none of that. I tried to pick up some whips, but that didn't really work out. And it wasn't until the end of the month that I got motivated again. That things on the needles that actually started back in October. I'm silly, I'm goofy. I had a motivation to work on. I guess we'll get into my works in progress now. During like the last week of October, I got selected to do a testant for Nat Dog from Note to Self Studio. And so I've been working on that basically like for a while. And let me pull it out actually. This is a hack if you don't know. If you're working on like a sweater and you're working on like a sleeve or a certain part of the body and you have to keep on moving it, put it in a bag and just squish it in there. And so that way you're not like holding a big old sweater on your lap, and you can just focus on one portion of it, like the sleeve or something. It's real handy dandy because now you're like, oh, I can bring my sweater with me on the go and work on it whenever I'm out and about. Not that I do that with this sweater, but just a thought if you wanted to try doing that. Here she is in all her glory. It looks a bit rough, but I promise you would be right. I am currently at a stopping point on the body because I need 3.5 millimeter needles to work on the ribbing for the bottom portion of it because this is a DK weight project. You gotta just go down a needle size to go down to work on the bow, to work on the ribbing for a project. I don't know what I'm saying. So I'm waiting for those needles to come in. I put in an order from Wool & Co. last week, and that included getting some yarn for a future project because I realized I was going to run out of yarn for it. So I just wanted to catch up or get ahead by buying more yarn. Smart. And also, I would get free shipping. Love that. But because that specific yarn had to be shipped to the store and then shipped to me, I'm not going to get my needles as a part of that order until like a week from now. So that's really annoying. But honestly, it's fine. I think there's like a soft deadline for the test knit, which I love. And I'm not behind, but I do need a different set of needles that are on a different project to work on this project. So that's frustrating. But let's just get to the yarn that I'm using for it. I am using. I haven't heard of this brand before, so I was really excited to see what it is. This is the Jody Long Alba. It is a merino and alpaca luxury tweed blend in the color hickory. This is 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose. It's 350 meters or 382 yards per 100-gram balls. And I like it. There's a bit of a scratch to it, which might be a little concerning for me, knowing this sweater has a basically like a rolled neck, like a turtleneck, basically. So that might be a problem. But other than that, I was at my local yarn store here in LA. It's called Wild Fiber Studios, and I was looking for a DK weight yarn, 100% wool, but I knew they weren't going to have that, or at least if they had it, I knew it wouldn't work for this project because a lot of the wools that are there do are like a blend of another yarn, or they are 100% wool, but it's like non-superwash wool, and that's where you get me, is having a non-superwash wool. I don't like the feeling of it, but then I just had to like give in and get this, which I'm okay with because I like alpaca, I like wool. I haven't worked with viscose before, so this is entirely new to me and it feels nice. What I like about this sweater, so I mentioned this, but this is the pot sweater by Note to Self Studio. What I like about it is that it's like boxy and oversized. So it's gonna have that relaxed look. And I hope with the alpaca and with the viscose, it gives that relaxed look after blocking. And I did make a gauge swatch. And it does have a bit of a lean to it, which I'm really excited about because I want to give it that slouchy look. I will say, after I do complete this test knit, there's a 95% chance that I rip back some of the collar and make it just like a regular long collar, because while the turtleneck is cute, I didn't think about it, the fact that I'm using this yarn for a turtleneck and have it being like scratchy on my neck until after I bought it or after I started working it up. So that's on me. But anyways, I'm just working on this collar because I have to work on it for over 5 inches, and I'm only 3 inches in on it. So it's gonna be a while, and then I'm waiting for the 3.5 millimeter circular needles for the ribbing of the body. And then I wanted to start on the arm, but I realized I can't because the needles that I want to use are on a different knit. I am working on a beanie for my partner. They might be watching this. They know about this. It doesn't matter. Hey, honey, if you're watching this. This is going to be a beanie. There's a little. I'll put in some B roll actually because this is hard to see. There is a little purling done here, and that's because this brim is going to fold over the pearl and just give it obviously a folded brim look. The pattern that I'm following is the Cheeky Checky beanie by Vanessa Fleming. I actually met her at the Flock Fiber Festival earlier this year, and we were both. I had a pair of shoes on that I saw on her Instagram that she was wearing, and so I got her pair of shoes because I was obsessed. They are these. I forgot the brand, but they're these clogs. They had only one left in this color and only one left in my size, and I got it. Oh, it's the Sorel. Sorel is the brand. and I got the pattern along with like two yarn skeins and like I think I got a different yarn from her. And this was back actually in 2024 when okay, let me back up actually. In 2024, I went to Flock Fiber Festival. I didn't meet Vanessa then, but I got the pattern along with two yarn skeins from Ocean Knits, which is the yarn brand that she owns. And I made a beanie with one of the skeins and another one with a different green. This is the actual checkered beanie that I made. I love it. This is like the perfect size. I wear it like all the time in the winter. Especially just like all the time regularly because it's the perfect size beanie and it's giving that male manipulator look, but like cute. I don't know. I think it's just something about the brim and the way the crown is shaped that I really like it, and also the checker is cute. But because I like the shape of it, I was like, oh, I'll make it for my partner as a little like birthday gift. So this will be their birthday gift, and they wanted a beanie, and they wanted something that matched the color of their phone case, which is like a lilac color. And so there was one day I went to the Lemon Kid on Bainbridge Island in Washington. It's like their, store headquarters place, And I saw this Lilia color, and I was like, this is the perfect color for it. And I started it. Hello? I started it back in like maybe it was definitely after I moved. I started it probably in like September. And I've just gone back and forth on it because while it is like a really good like sit and knit project, I get so bored and stuck in it. I get so bored. And I also have the like attention span of like a Cocomelon pilled 10-year-old. So it's not like if I'm watching a movie or the TV is on, I'm not working on this. I'm focused on like, the funny thing that's going on the TV. I'm like bright colors and sparkles. Ooh la la. I like that. I'm 25. I know that should definitely not be the problem, but sometimes I forget that this is in my hands and then I'm like, oh, right. I forgot what it's doing. So I'm a bit behind on this project, but I'm hoping to get it done by their birthday and then give it to them as a birthday gift. Ooh. But these needles that are on this project are 3.75, I believe, and I need these needles to work on the arm for this here pot sweater. So I have to finish that eventually, but we'll see if that actually happens. I don't know. All right. This next project has also been on my needles for a while because I'm scared. So like I said, I made these socks that I'm currently wearing and I really loved the idea of socks knitting, so I picked up sock yarn. Woo! This is the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla sock pattern on circular needles. I don't know if that's the name of the pattern, but I picked up this yarn from Explore Knits when she was doing a pop-up on Bainbridge Island at La Mercerie. This is the color Escapism on their Denali sock brand thing. It's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And I love the color. I fell in love with the color. I meant to put in a pre-order and then I forgot to put in a pre-order for this yarn, but then I saw they were doing the pop-up and I was like, I'm going. And because if you didn't know, I used to live in Seattle, but then I moved to Los Angeles back in August. And so I brought a lot of my yarns from like Flock Fiber to here in LA. And I'm still working on a lot of my Flock Fiber yarns, which you will see in an upcoming video. A lot of my yarns are stash yarns that I bought at the Flock Fiber Festival either in 2024 or 2025 I have yet to use. So she will, I'll get to this. She will be done. Anyways, it's really fun. I'm just knitting around again on 2.25 millimeter needles, and knitting around is sometimes so exhausting. But I know the product will be really great. I just have to do it. I just have to do it. Okay, my final whip that I'm really hoping to get done this year, because it's gonna be so embarrassing if I haven't gotten this done, is this freehand. Is this the back? This freehand boxy sweater. I got some yarn from a yarn store that closed in Seattle, Infinity Ridge. I forgot the name. And they're getting rid of their yarns because they were closing. And so I picked up this yarn that I've constantly had my eye on, but I never got it until it was on sale because they were closing the store. This is the Germantown worsted yarn in scarlet and another color. I knit this bottom up, and I knit the shoulders together very poorly. So I don't really want to show you, but I'm showing you anyways. And then I did the sleeve, and then I just have yet to got to the other sleeve, because if you are freehanding something, write down how many stitches you are doing, because I didn't do it. And I've yet to count how many stitches I picked up for this arm. So I'm scared to pick up stitches for this arm, and that's literally the only thing holding me back, besides the fact that I have to knit and stockinette in the round for so long. I'm going to do it. This is literally, as soon as I finish this test knit, this is the next thing. Okay, wait, actually, this is the order. Beanie, get the needles off. Sweater, get those needles on. Finish ribbing, block it, send off to Nat Dog, the creator of the pattern. Boom, done. Sweater, just finish the arm. Just gotta finish the arm. And then sock. You know what's embarrassing is that I literally am almost done with that sock. I haven't even started the second sock. I am aware of being on Sleeve Island. I'm aware of being on Body Island. And now I'm on Sock Island. I haven't even reached the destination of Sock Island. And I'm there actually in my mind, because I haven't yet to finish that sock. Really embarrassing, guys. Really embarrassing. But it's okay, because those are my whips. And I feel like next for a crafting podcast, there are acquisitions, but I don't have any acquisitions yet to arrive, because they are still in Chicago waiting for my yarn. Yeah, so I guess I'll just tell you, because it's going to come eventually, and then I'll already be working on it by the time the next crafting podcast comes out. But this is what I ordered from Wool & Co. So I got a bunch of things because I wanted free shipping. Sue me. And I got yarn, okay? I know I told myself I was a yarn buying ban, but it was important. It was important. You don't understand. First, I got 2 needles. I got a 3.5 millimeter needles for the body, for the ribbing. And then I got 2.5 millimeter needles for a sock that I started working on. And then I realized that they wanted me to switch to 2.5 millimeter needles because it's a color work sock. I am knitting up the Joyce socks by Stone Knits. I picked up the 52 weeks of socks, the second volume from Lane Publishing, from the Tea Cozy Yarn Shop in Ballard, Washington. And I have yet to make a pair of socks from there. I've been eyeing so many. I think I started on a pair earlier this year and then realized this color doesn't work with that. So I ditched it altogether. But I'm on a sock knitting. I'm on a goal this year to knit as many socks as I can. I put in my head 5, which means I have to do 10 socks. So that's going to be a problem because that means I actually have to follow through on my goals. But I set them for a reason and I'm going to accomplish it. And you can too. Knit some socks. I believe in you. But anyways, for stone knits, because they're color work, you switch to a bigger pair of needles. I think that's the reason why. I don't know. But I needed needles to do the color work, and then I realized I didn't have them. So I bought a pair for those. And I am an Adi needle girl through and through. I just anything steel or aluminum, that's usually what I lean towards because I like having the yarn slip off the needle. I like having it be slippery because I feel like I'm working fast. But to each their own. You can have bamboo, you can have wood, you can do whatever. I just prefer aluminum, steel needles, specifically Adi needles. Because they're nice and they're good. And knock on wood, I haven't had a pair break. I haven't had any of my Adi needles break, so I'm hoping that they don't break anytime soon. Next things in my shopping cart are for 3 balls of a Cascade yarn. It's in a chocolate color. There is a sweater I want to knit, and I already had some of this chocolate yarn color. Will the dye lots mix? Yes, but that's a problem for later. I just want to knit a sweater, and there's a specific one I have in mind, which I will tell you about in a later video. I promise. But there's a sweater I want to knit, and I just needed 3 more balls to like complete the ideal like yardage amount for my sweater size. So I got more of those. And then the thing that's holding my entire order back is this Heritage sock yarn. It's in the color just white, I believe, from Cascade. And I believe the store, they just ship the yarn. Oh no, they buy the yarn from Cascade and then it ships to the store, and then from that store they ship it to the people being me. And apparently they just don't have any of the sock in the store, so they're waiting for the order to be shipped to the store. And how devastating is that they're holding back my entire yarn order because of the 1 skein of sock yarn that I got. Devastating. Absolutely devastating. Anyways, they have my whole thing because of that 1 skein. Maybe I think I got another thing of yarn. I don't remember. Editing Lulu, if I forgot a yarn, cut in and say what yarn I forgot because I forgot. Hi, it's me editing Lulu here. I don't feel like moving, but yeah, I got another Cascade yarn in the color blue because I'm using it for a colorwork sweater that I will reveal in a future video. Ooh. Okay, back to me. Anyways, the whole order was like $100. So that's cool. Yarn buying ban is over, baby. I'm back to buying stuff. I'm going crazy. Anyways, I hope these whips will be done by my next crafting podcast, which will be the end of December. Almost into the new year, I have new projects lining up. So I'm hoping to have these done very, very soon. And I feel like, okay, so I feel like the knitting podcaster I really enjoy is What Marielle Made. And at the end of her videos, she talks about media and things that she's been consuming or like things that are going on in her life. And so I'm going to do that right now. So for media like TV and movies, I have been watching the I Love LA show with my partner. Honestly, like real campy, real cutesy. It's not really my cup of tea. I It's not for me. Sorry. I love Rachel Sennett through and through. That's literally the only reason why I'm watching the show, but it's just not for me. I don't know if it's because I'm an LA person or the pacing is just weird for me, but it's not for me, is all I can say. But I'm still going to continue watching it because I love you, Rachel. I've also been watching Interior Chinatown on Hulu. I'm trying to get rid of my Hulu, to be honest. I don't really watch any movies or shows on there besides like reruns of like cartoons I used to watch as a kid, like Gravity Falls or just like random stuff. But I started watching Interior Chinatown and I really liked that. And now I'm really curious to read the book because um yeah, I saw that Lisa Gilroy and Ronnie Chang are on that show, and I love the both of them on their own separate things. Ronnie Chang from The Daily Show, and then Lisa Gilroy from like various dropout episodes that she's done. So that's super duper fun. Really love that show so far. I'm only like halfway through because each episode is like 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm one of those people that it's like, that's a whole movie. I need to like get up, walk around, and like eat a snack because I've been sitting like I've been in a movie theater for too long. But I've giggled. I've giggled and I've chuckled and I've laughed and I guffawed. It's a funny show. It's a funny show. Highly recommend. Um, let's see. Oh, I haven't been watching any movies this month, but I will be seeing the new Wicked for Good movie this week. I believe the 20 on the day this is out, actually. I'm gonna go be seeing it with my partner, and I've already seen spoilers, as I have seen the musical on bootleg multiple times as a former theater kid, but I'm really excited to see the actual movie and, have my own thoughts and views on it. Because my one thing was like, I wonder who's going to be playing Dorothy. No one's been talking about who's playing Dorothy. And if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert, they you don't actually like see her in the movie, which is kind of crazy. You only like see a little glimpse of her when like Glinda's peeking through the doors as like she encounters Elphaba. But you don't actually like really see her face. You just see her like figure, and that's about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what I've seen on TikTok. And honestly, I quite like that because you're not focused on the Wizard of Oz, you're focused on Wicked. Like you're focused on the musical, the two characters that this is happening to, which is Elphaba and Glinda. So I'm excited. I've been watching my stuff, and I'm really excited to see it. I'm excited to see how this saga ends, and honestly, the costuming is beautiful. If they haven't, like, all those costumes should be in a museum, and it makes sense that the costume designer won best Oscar last year for the costuming because oh my god, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. Yeah. I also want to see Die My Love. I know that's like I don't know if it's like a psychological thriller or not, but again, my partner saw it and said it was like a thriller based on like motherhood and what's the depression thing that mothers get after they give birth. Oh, I'm gonna look stupid. It's about that. I'm gonna look stupid, but yeah. But Jennifer Lawrence is in it, and I love Jennifer Lawrence. I was more of a Divergent kid than I was a Hunger Games kid, and so that's why I haven't really like read. Oh well, I read Battle of Songbirds and Snakes. I need to read uh, Sunrise on the Reaping because I've yet to read that, and that new movie's coming out very soon too. So I need to watch that. I don't know what my feet are doing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. um, but yeah, I finished Monstrelio. That's a book. That was devastating. I there's okay, so there's like four main characters in it. There's a girl in it named Lena or Lena, and reading her like chapter, like her perspective during the story, was heartbreaking because I just wanted to give her a hug. I just wanted to give her a hug. Like, like I don't want to say too much, but like that's just my opinion, you know. I just wanted to give her a hug. Okay, Mangos and Joseph, they got stuff, and you should just read it. It's a really good book. I started rereading The Memory of Animals. That's also something where I'm at. I'm not too far in. I'm kind of just like rereading. Um, I don't know how much I want to give away actually. I talk about it in a previous video of what books I'm going to be reading. So if you want to hear about that, go check it out. But I'm literally like I want to say I only read like 20 pages and was like, yep, that's enough for today. And so I'm just like literally just trying to like catch up to where I was at when I left off slash stopped reading it for some reason. Um, but yeah, really enjoyed that. I'm trying to see like I have all my books on the shelf. I'm trying to see what I've been reading. Oh, I started reading Eat the Ones You Love, and I didn't know they actually talk from. There's a chapter where it's from a perspective of the plant, and I got intrigued, and then I fell asleep because as a Cocomelon like pilled kid, I didn't actually watch Cocomelon, but that's just what I mean when I say like I'm brain rotted for dear life. As a Cocomelon pilled kid, if I read words on a page, I am consuming it. It is in my brain, but then I'm also like, ooh, this is right. This is like when I was a little kid and I'm getting read a lullaby and oop, my eyes are closing and I fall asleep with a book on my face. So that's like where I am as a 25-year-old in my life. And I think that's where I'm going to stop this video. The construction has finally stopped outside, which I wish I didn't have to film while they were actively constructing right across the street from me. But, you know, it is what it is. Things have to get done. The lighting has changed. I look weird. But thanks for watching. I'll be back next month with another crafting podcast, hopefully. And I'm assuming I will. I will have majority of these things done. The only thing I don't think I'll have done is the socks. The socks I will not have done. But I'll be back next month with more I'll obviously finish objects with some more works in progresses and possibly some acquisitions because I plan on begging on my knees for yarn for Christmas. Ding. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like this video. Let me know what you're working on, what you're reading, what you're watching, who you're hanging out with, where are they, what are their names, how tall are they, and are you having fun, yes or no? Okay. Bye. Why is my thumb doing that? Okay. Bye. Bye. Okay, bye.